Oh, well, hello.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. This is a little bit of a different image this time. Thank you for starting the stream, Laura. Laura started the stream this time for the first
Yes.
time. It went well. We
Have all
saw a
the
video
power
clip.
now.
Yeah, and the right video clip as well. I've played the old one from the
Oh,
previous release a few times. So you did well. Really good. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the 2026.6 release party. We're halfway through, Laura.
oof.
Yeah, it's something I realized today. I was like, oh God, we're already halfway through
But
the
we've
year.
done so much in these 6 months. If you check what's been delivered in the last 6 releases, it's a bit wild.
It is wild, and this release will not be different. To be fair, like I
No?
don't like this release. I like because we have so many little things that it makes a bit out of like a very big release, actually. But for everybody who's watching, hello, and we're a little bit. Well, we're with the two of us today, actually, Laura. Just saying, we're going to do it together. Instead of with a whole group of people. There are circumstances where we do not have everybody here, and to prevent me going solo like back in the day with like a red hat and choo choo shouting and such, Laura was kind enough to join me today. So let's do a quick round of introduction, and this one will be short because we're with the two of us. Hi, I'm Frank. I'm the lead of the Home Assistant project, and you mostly see me shipping the release notes every month. That's where you might see my name pop up, and yeah. That's why I'm here today to tell you about that release, actually.
And I'm Laura. I'm a product manager from the product and UX team, and I'm focusing interactions and touch points, which is everything that has to do with controlling and monitoring your house, like voice or dashboards, notifications, and things like that. And I'm here
That's
to
actually
represent the
quite,
product team.
yeah, and it's actually quite fitting that your product area is definitely like showing up today in the release, so that's good. It's very timely. All right. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. I do have a few things that I want to highlight before we dive actually into the release, Laura, if you don't mind, because news-wise, we had a good month, actually. We had a few things to show, and I lost my mouse, so this is going to be difficult. Hold on. Oh, there it is. There it is. Found it again. So first of all, we have 2 new Works with Home Assistant partners this month. I like them seeing growing, actually. How do I share this one? Share the step instead. And here we go. We have, let me do the resize a little bit. This is not beautiful. Let me make it more beautiful. Here we go. Look at that. Do that live. So we have a Zunzunbi. I assume you pronounce it that way?
Zamzam,
What do you
yeah.
think? Zunzunbi?
I'm Spanish. Don't count on me for the enunciation of this. For me, it's Zumzumbe, but yes.
Zunzunbi. I like that one more, though. But I like this one. These are this is a little Zigbee remote control, and it's customizable. So you can actually customize all those icons, and they join the program. And the reason why I like it, because it's a little bit different than the rest in a way, right? Being able to customize these buttons is just sweet, actually. Look, that's pretty sweet. I like that. It's a little bit unique in its own way, right?
That's cool, yeah.
Oh, Marcus is asking, is Marcus Haase? He's asking, what software do you use for streaming? We use StreamYard, by the way. It's not much of a
StreamYard,
secret, to be fair. Yep. So yeah, there's that one. And we had another one joining, which is Shutterstop instead. Here we go. It's Sensero. I guess, yes, that's how you say it. And this is nice because this is a new product area that we haven't seen in the Works with Home Assistant program yet. So we're looking at a fire or a smoke alarm, basically, not a fire alarm. It detects the smoke, let's be honest, and CO2 and coal monoxide. Anyway, carbon monoxide. Koolstof is Dutch. Sorry about that. So that one is in the program too. Kind of nice. It's local in that regard. Happy to see that. I still have those Google Nest Protects on my wall, but they work, but it's not as open as this is. So I might be interested, actually, to be fair. Super cool to see this category landing there too. Like,
Yep.
Good. Somebody says like, that's good. I like it too. And then for the bigger announcement, and this you might not have seen because it was not on the Home Assistant blog, actually, it was on the Open Home Foundation side of things, which is, of course, the organization, the foundation that governs Home Assistant. It's that Open Display had joined the Open Home Foundation as a collaboration partner, and this is actually, this is big, good news. I think it's good news because like ePaper is amazingly popular, and having Open Display here opens up a lot of doors and a lot of collaboration. So I'm really curious what's coming out of this. I'm actually curious to learn to know Jonas a little bit better behind the project, the guy behind the project. This guy must be some kind of like, I don't know, ePaper guru. But this stuff looks beautiful. This is probably Guy, right?
Yes, I'm almost sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have you got some ePaper stuff already, Laura?
Not yet. I'm already, I'm in the verge of it. It's a great thing we have Open Display because I really want to get into bigger and better displays with e-ink. It's hard to find manufacturers and things. But it's the next vice that I want to take.
Definitely. Yeah, it's something I want to explore. I have a little one. I haven't played with it yet. It's one of those projects in my drawer, to be fairly honest. Like, just who has an e-ink display? Someone in the chat, like, I don't know, hit E, enter, just E in the chat. I wonder if people are actually doing it. Like, everybody is like enjoying it and looking at those posts, but who's actually building this stuff?
Ooh, we have one E.
Two.
Good.
Oh,
a few.
That's actually more than I expected to be.
Yes.
Oh, yes, definitely.
People. That's great.
That's way more than I expected. I like these.
Like these. Yeah.
So Open Display joining as a partner for the Open Home Foundation, as a collaboration partner, that is, and a really, really, really nice addition to the foundation, and very good to see they share our values. So great match there. I think that's it for the announcements, by the way. Just saying. I think that's enough. Yeah, let me pull out my screen from here, because then we have to talk about Home Assistant 2026.6, the halfway release of the year. How are we going to approach this, Laura? Do you want to kick off? Shall I kick off? Shall I tell
you kick
something?
Off. I can go.
I kick off.
Yeah,
okay.
You kick off.
Okay. I'm prepared for this one. But what I'm going to show, what do you want me to dive into? Do you have suggestions? I will start with the automation editor, I think.
Yeah, maybe the big one. I would say, yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's just dive into that one.
Yeah, for example.
Sure. Improvising here, guys. You know how this works, right? This is absolutely live and unprepared. So here we go. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the changes we have made this month in the automation editor, and there are quite a few. You're looking at my my own Home Assistant instance right now. There's not much in there. I've still not started automating in this new house, but devices are showing up, so that's nice. There's actually something to play with and show off. So let me open up my my automations here. Here we go. Don't mind all the errors and warnings. Here we go. Automations and scenes. Because we have been talking about purpose-specific triggers and conditions quite a lot in the past few months. As a matter of fact, purpose-specific triggers and conditions that we've talked about in Soto, and we actually kicked it off in December last year already. So it's already in Home Assistant Labs for 6 months at this point. We're iterating on this new project for 6 months. And we're pretty much close to finish. So we're really making the last finishing touches, which I'm going to show you. And besides that, we've done a whole lot of stuff to the automation editor that is, well, not related to that, like little polishes, quality and life improvements. So we'll show those as well along the way. Let me first do a quick introduction of what purpose-specific triggers and conditions are. You can enable them in Labs, so I will quickly iterate that. We've done this now 6 times in the live streams, but I'm still going to do it. Go to Settings. If you go down to System, do I have that right? Yes, System. There's a menu item here, Labs. You click on it, and then you find here purpose-specific triggers and conditions, and that's what I'm going to show you. You can hit Enable, and then you can start trying it out. And it will change the way your editor works. So let me show you how it then looks. Automations, create an automation. very quick roundup. What changes the way how you start your automations, how you do your conditions, and how you do your actions. The actions are actually pretty much the same, right? You could say turn on this light and it would turn on the light. But to detect motion, you had to know the state machine, like which binary sensor was on and off. And right now I can do stuff like, okay, if outside motion is detected, then outside, I scrolled past it, right? I did, yes. Light, turn on light. Look, I have an automation. When motion is detected outside, turn on the 27 lights outside, which is beautiful, right? This is a different way of thinking about automations, and I'm truly, truly excited about this. And this is a theme that we will see later when Laura talks as well in a different place, by the way, because we're now way more talking about how the brain works, right? I want to change, I want to like act on motion outside. I do not care about what it is and how it works. Something to notice here, as you see outside here, is that we now have this little 4 shown here. And if you click on it, you can actually see what those are. I like that.
This
It was
epic.
nice, huh?
Love this.
Yeah. It was already visible here in the past because of these new triggers, but it now also is visible in the overview.
Yeah.
I think that is just beautiful. I think that's really good and really well done. So this is the first change.
This is so helpful because when you're working with a house that evolves over time, that has several years, it's very typical that you have automations that you are not very clear what they are. If I'm targeting something that it's a group and I don't remember exactly the group, so being able to just skim through the automation and just click, okay, these are these 3 lights, these are these 3 fans, these are these 25 sensors, it's really helpful.
Yeah, and actually it's very smart of this as well. I saw a little comment here from Mark. He says, oh, it takes the camera motion sensors as well. Sweet. Yes, it does, because they are motion sensors. So it takes them into account. And because it's an area, if I put in more there, it will just automatically add more, right? You don't have to change that automation ever again. So that's pretty freaking sweet, to be fair. I like that a lot. So yeah, this is change number 1. Another change that was quickly visible, which we really do not talk much about in the release notes. There's something all down in the bottom in the backwards incompatible changes. If you have tried this feature again, we trigger with multiple entities here, right? I'm targeting my outside area, and it has 4 entities. And as soon as you work with a trigger on multiple ones, then the question becomes, do you want to have motion detected on all of them, or on the first one, or like only when each of them, like if they go off all 4, or do you want to trigger this automation 4 times, or only there's a question here. And these are here. So this has already been in previous releases. However, they changed a little bit in terms of terminology and the way they're listed to make it more clear, right? I've now selected each. So in this case, if each of them individually see motion, they will trigger the automation 4 times, potentially, if I walk around. The first one will make sure it only triggers on the first motion detected and ignores the other 3, because it was already triggered, right? Already motion in the garden was already detected. And all, in this case, I need to run fast, I guess, because all 4 motion sensors need to go on before it triggers. So this is a little bit of way of control, this multiple angle here, if you select an area which has multiple entities, which I think is very, very helpful. Something to add in this release to the purpose-specific triggers conditions is something that we took away last month. Last month, we removed some of the zone triggers and person triggers. They weren't that good. We had a lot of feedback on them. So this month, we actually bring them back in a different way. We now have triggers that react to persons. Let me see if I can find them really quick. I don't think I might have set them up, actually. So that might be a very bad demonstration. But let me find person here.
Yes, that.
Here we go.
Yeah.
When a person enters the zone. So you can actually, even if the person has multiple device trackers and such, you can handle that now. So that's really nice. You can now actually work from a person level here. This also works for device trackers and multiple of them. I can add multiple targets here. And this also works for conditions, which I actually really, really like. So all of this is now also there. And I think this pretty much finishes the last work we had to do on purpose-specific triggers and conditions. Not all of it, but most of it, I think. What else? Can you notify a person yet? No, we cannot notify persons yet. That's a good question there, by the way. We've been thinking about it, actually. Laura has been thinking about it, actually.
Heavily, yeah. More to be thought. It's just deliberation right now.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is what has been added in this department. If you wonder, like, what actually really changes, right? We had this few generic triggers for state trigger and numeric state, and now we have like this humongous list of different triggers, which is really cool to work with and very nice because it gives you a lot of inspiration what you can trigger your automation on. It works really well to what the brain thinks. One of the things that we hadn't completed really well yet was unfortunately documentation, which the documentation team has been working hard on this month. We're not fully there yet, but I can definitely show you a little bit how it looks already, because if you go to home-assistant.io and you're using this lab feature, of course, you now already can find on homeassistant.io/triggers a list of all the triggers that we have. It's not complete yet, but they're there. It's a humongous list. You can search through it. You can use Control F if you like that on your browser. Some people prefer that over like a search bar. But yeah, you can search for motion and find those. And each and every single trigger and every single condition, they will have their own pages, dedicated pages on how it works from the UI, what it does, what you need to take into account, what options they have. I think this is absolutely beautiful. We're about halfway through documenting all of them at this point in time. It's quite a job, to be fair, to pull off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like this little mouse over here. I actually can click on everything and find that. So we're getting tons of triggers. It's just I just really looking forward for this getting to become general available. I'm not sure when that will happen, but
yeah,
here we go. Conditions too. Look at that.
And huge praise to the documentation team, because this is one of those things that it's very hard work. It's a lot of things to do, but it's changes immensely how the feature ends up working out. Naturally, you're going to be facing a million triggers, and at some point you are going to need to understand a bit more how they work, specifically what are the options in the UI, in YAML. So having all these ready in advance, it's a mammoth task, but kudos for the team, because this is super important.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some examples, by the way, on each page too. It's UI focused nowadays, but we can also look at YAML. And what cool here is, like, again, you see all those like highlights where it's coming from, right? So you can click through if the information is available. So this works across the website. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really proud of what the guys have done here. Indeed, a massive undertaking. And I hope next month this will be done as well, and then we have complete docs for this new purpose-specific triggers and conditions stuff in here. Hey, I do wonder, by the way, if people actually are trying this already. I do see some comments here and there sometimes in the beta channels, mostly, to be fair. But we have a new feature here in StreamYard that we use to live stream this. To ask your actually questions, so like a polling kind of widget. I have no clue how it works, so that's the beauty of it. And I just was like 5 minutes for like going live, like let me put something in. So I'm going to try. Bear with me if we try this. Let's see if this works. Oh look, it shows up there. Okay. It shows there. Does this work? Do you guys see it?
Now I cannot see you. Can I move it?
Yeah, that's fine. I cannot move it. But... Oh, look, you can just type 3. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3. Look at that. That's how it works. That's actually easy.
Oh, people need to type the number. Oh, Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's smart, actually. Let me move the screen wheel. That's not tried. What are you talking about? Number 4? I can understand, though.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for 6 months. You could have missed it.
Yes. It's a surprise release. It's one of those things that we just replace everything and that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I am curious of when this goes live, how people, like, especially people not voting number 3, right, are going to like use this and see this and how that would work. Math.py, thank you, Paul. Very helpful here. That is actually more people are using it than I would expect it to be, even though it's in labs. So thank you so much for trying that, and don't forget to submit feedback through labs as well. That's very much helpful, especially considering we're nearing the end of this labs part. So there's that. Look, I love it. Making an animation turns of all lights, chef kiss. Yes, I fully agree, especially when dealing with motion sensors. I guess so. Like, and that's also the easiest for your mindset, right, to get into this. I think so. Yeah. Gary, we don't know yet. That depends a little bit how this goes, right? This release, we're shipping some new features and some tweaks and tunes. We'll see how that is received. And if we think we need another iteration, we will do that. Simply because we want to make the right choices in the end. That's definitely true. What else do we have? With automation getting so lost, I love the UI. Make conditions more clear if they must pass or not. Have you sneak peeked somewhere? Because I'm going to talk about that, Slim. I'm definitely going to do that. There we go. Hope you guys can make conditions for automations based on weather easier. That is actually a Lambda 2, mate. I can actually maybe show you that. That should be easier now. Let me bring out my tab here and see if I can show you how that works. Because if I go to environment, I'm actually outside. Oh, right. It's now just humidity and temperature. But maybe that's because of my weather. But I have definitely seen the plans on weather, to be fair. Yeah. No, it didn't show up. That's a good one. That might be something we could look into. I agree. I thought they were already there, but it's just humidity and temperature, indeed. Good point, man. It's backwards compatible. Yes, that's true. We do not break automations. However, that said, the each first any, if you've tried that, there's a backwards incompatible change. It's listed in the end of the release notes. Definitely go check it out. But the front end, your UI, if you make the changes through UI editor, it will automatically migrate for you, and will still like read the old version too, so it doesn't like break an upgrade. That's important, right?
Cool.
God, all those questions are cool. I want to go back to the conditions part. How do I remove this widget, by the way?
No idea. I'm clicking around, but apparently
I can actually move it. Look.
Oh, you can move it. Cool. I can't.
So I will leave it there. That works for now. Hey, and so I forgot the name. I'm sorry, but there were a few people talking about the conditions and making them more insightful. And I think this is part of the deal that this release brings that I really like as well. If you now add a condition, which are also the purpose-specific ones nowadays, right? It's not just like the triggers. It's the conditions have all those same humongous list of items too, in all kinds of like ways, like thermostats. Look at that. So beautiful. But what we've done is outside, and let me pick up the motion one again. Where's the motion is detected? You'll notice something very, very tiny. On the next episode, discover technology. I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm so sorry, man. You're absolutely right. Yeah, you will see a little icon here, and it will actually tell you what this condition is right now in this moment in time, and this is live. The condition did not pass in this moment in time. If I would add the same one again for outside, let me try and pick up the motion one again. Motion is not detected. You can see that one actually passes. It's green. And this is actually really live. If I would now run on site, you will see a change. I'm not going to do that. It's a flight down the stairs. I will probably break my legs and tumble down the stairs. That's not good. I don't have any motion here, actually. Maybe I could use a office light. I have office lights connected here. No, I don't. Super cool. I don't have anything to show you here, but you can definitely assume that this works, right? I really like that. So downstairs, battery level is a charging. Well, there's some battery charging downstairs, and in case of doubt, you can hover over it if it's correct. It did work earlier. Why doesn't it work now? It should tell you what's actually wrong or what's actually going on. Condition passes. There we go. And if it doesn't pass because you use the template and you mess that one up, and that happens from time to time, it will actually show you the error message on why it is not like working right now. Does this work for temperature too? Yes, this works for temperature too. I could actually try that. I do have environment temperature, right? Oh, wait, this is, the condition temperature value. Let's see if the temperature value is above.
It's behind the survey right now.
Oh, that's not helpful. And of course, you need to hit 6 million tabs to get there. There we go. Again, environment here is one entity. So if the weather outside, the temperature value goes above 20 degrees, you can see it's not right now. But is it above 10? No, 109 doesn't work. 10, condition passes. You can actually see it's live right now this way as well. So that's pretty nice. Conditions, all kinds of checks. I like it. I like to be able to see that live on view and live on what's happening here. This already works with motion too. By the way, we had that for quite a while. If motion outside would happen right now, you actually see a bar showing up that there's motion detected. So that's not new. But hey, there's that.
Steven, if you have just this screen, see like the amount of information that we are finally getting here. Like if you check this, you know exactly what is happening. It's a motion that is not detected. What's the target? How many devices are inside that target? If the condition is passing or not. And we are still doing it in a way that it's very approachable and very easy to grasp just by this. So there's a lot of effort and work put into the UX of this and how things are organized. It still feels very easy, but we are packing a huge amount of information in this.
Yeah, the density is really high. I like that. But it's not overwhelming in a way. It's
No,
pretty,
not at all.
yeah. So somebody is saying, Frank, in this example, does it pass or fail the condition? You have 4 conditions, 3 passing, 1 failing. So how an automation works here is the same as that. Once the trigger happens, the automation doesn't run. It only runs when all the and if, and it does the conditions here in this block pass. Only then the whole run in the then do will start, meaning in this case, it wouldn't. If this trigger would happen, it would not start and turn on the lights. In my case, it will not do that because there's one. Like this is a deadlock, right? This will never happen. Like if I make this condition the way I've done right now, like motion is detected and not detected outside, that will never happen in one go. So this will never trigger in that regard. Does it show which action is triggered? Yes, Joe. If it triggers, it will show you a bar on the specific trigger that's happening.
Yeah.
What about dashboard conditions, Paul? That's a good question, mate. Paul, it is in there too. Maybe Laura can show that later with when she goes through the dashboards. Maybe that might be fun.
I will try.
Try to remember
Actually,
as well.
I have one thing. I think we missed something here, which is the new notes in the automation UI.
Yes, we are now there indeed. This is one of the most requested features over years, actually. We've seen this quite a bit. Is that people like to understand why they made this the way they did, right? Exactly. The new notes feature. And how this works is that you can leave notes across the automation UI. So something that always has been there, let me start there, in case you don't know. Every automation can have a description, so you can give it a top-level description. So if I would save this automation, let me do that and call it whatever temp stream, because that's very smart to do. Here we go. If I would edit this one, here rename, I can add a description to it, and I can say, hey, this is a nice automation that does nothing, because it doesn't. There are two conditions in here that I will have to do. And it will put you a little bit of documentation on top. You can use Markdown in that, and you can actually use it to describe what happens in this thing as a way of documenting this. But throughout an automation, you might have some of these things. You're like, why did I did this? Why did I add this in? And sometimes it's really hard to go back into that history. And it's also a reason why a lot of people still like YAML, because in YAML, you can actually do comments inside and such. But now we have a little thing here under the three dots. You can say, add a note. And this is lorem ipsum, of course. This is a lorem ipsum note, right? Because we did that because of the lorem ipsum. And I can save it. And you will see a little note thing showing up here. And if I hover over it, it will tell me lorem ipsum. And this way you can actually keep notes and tracks on every single item, even groups of items. If I add a block here with and conditions, I can add a little note on that one. Grouped because of lorem ipsum. And add that, submit. Oh, when I click on the right screen here, there we go. So there's now this little note. I'm drag some stuff in here because that's what we do nowadays. Everything is drag and drop. Here we go. Look at that. Carry this note with me. Nice. So you can now actually make little notes across the board to help you remember why you did the things you do. And if all goes south, you can always decide which, although I do not always like, but you can always decide to also rename this, because it's hot outside.
There's also a very good use case of this. We have more and more houses that we have several admins on it. So several people are creating automations for each other, and it's really helpful to be able to communicate without needing to communicate on the outside. So it's like, hey, I put this here. I know it doesn't target the group, but it targets the area. It makes sense because of this. So whoever is going to join in the automations list, they're going to see each other's notes. At least in my case, this is very powerful because you actually empower people being able to create automations in the same instance and not risking someone makes a change you don't know about.
Yeah, definitely. And not just that, right? I think Dan has a good suggestion here too. My AI will love those notes. That's definitely true. It's
5 paragraphs per AI.
Yeah, burn the tokens, but yes. And Jaap has a very good point, a very noteworthy change. Well done, Jaap. That definitely works. I never knew I need notes in my life. Yeah, it's very handy. I think this is very cool. Somebody said here, do the notes from YAML, are they shown in the UI? Well, in YAML, they are not notes. In YAML, they are called comments, like YAML comments. That's something different. But you can actually go into YAML here. Let me show you how it looks, because you can actually see the note here. So even in YAML, it's still there. By the way, while I'm here, can I show you something else, Laura?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Like completely different. We have something in this release that has never been done before. Something that we should have done 10 years ago. So let me put it that way. But we added something to the YAML editors inside Home Assistant. So if you ever go into this stuff, which you absolutely do not need to nowadays anymore, but let's say if you go into here, and we all love YAML, right? Because of like the spaces. It's beautiful. Nobody ever made an error in YAML because of spaces. But if you do, let's assume you do, we now show you that we now show you the error. It took us 8 or 10 years to do this. I'm so sorry. I'm truly happy it's there. We have YAML syntax checking. God, I'm not even sure how to show this without like making this sarcastic in that way, because somehow it's crazy. How have we never done this? I don't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's there. It's definitely there today. So cool little addition, little sidetrack. I'm sorry, but notes are here in YAML too, and you can add them in this way. You could do them in the real YAML way, which doesn't work in UI, by the way, but you could use them in the real YAML way. I would not recommend on doing that because you only see them on disk and you will lose them in the UI. But in this way, you have a nice balance, right? You have them available both in the UI and in the YAML. I think it's a good way to do this. Let's go back to the visual editor. That's way better. Here we go. All right. How's the comments? How are they looking? Looks amazing. How do the notes work on mobile? You just tap on them.
Yeah.
Just works really well.
Yeah.
Is this working in the dashboard as well? No, this is an automation feature. At this point, it might be a good idea, by the way, to you can steal that idea.
It might be going there, yeah.
Yeah, that might be good.
I'm going to... Actually, it's a pretty good bridge, unless you want to keep going.
Yeah, let's go. We can go to bridge. I was just watching the output still here, but 83% hasn't tried the new triggers, purpose-specific triggers and conditions yet. And I think it's a shame, by the way. You should definitely just enable it and go for it, in my opinion. Just go to the system and the settings, go to labs, and toggle it on and play with it. I honestly strongly believe that this is going to be very, very changing in how people will perceive Home Assistant automations in general. I'm really curious to see what you think of it. So for those 38% that haven't tried yet, shame on you. A little bit. And what you're talking about, that 7%, wow. But what nice of you to tune in, though. Good. Yeah. Let me stop the poll so that actually we can do something else later. This actually works really well. Nice little widget. We should use them.
Yeah. I think it's only a problem of where do you position it, but everything else works really well.
Definitely. All right. This is automations. Yeah. What else do we have in store, Laura?
Well, we have a bunch of things on the realm of dashboards. So actually, this is a very good mention about why nodes make sense in automations and also in dashboards, because with this new stream of working towards approachability and making things make more sense, we also realize there's a lot of things that are in common with how we work with the automations engine, how we work with the dashboard creator, right? So we already talked just ages ago. It seems like 5 years ago, but no, it was in State of the Open Home, about how we actually would make sense to work something as simple as adding a new card to your dashboard, and how could we actually improve this and make people feel it's an easier process and it's something that makes a lot more sense. And we took a lot of learnings from what we have already learned in automations, because the same usability patterns actually make sense in a lot of times. Not always, because it's not the same creating automation than a dashboard, but a lot of times they do, and we are getting closer and closer together. So actually, yes, nodes are a pretty cool idea for the dashboard editor. Actually, it's thanks for the proposal, because it makes a lot of sense.
I like it. We could show it when you're in edit mode and something that you then hover over it or something.
Exactly. So let me actually show you. Okay, perfect. Can you see it? They zoomed like a bazillion zooms. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to show you is actually what happens now if you click on add a new card. Ta-da! It's this.
Size a little bit up, by the way?
No.
Screen in the middle smaller?
Yes. I think I need to do this. Oh, I made it smaller. Yes, it's too big.
Too big. We did too much FBI.
Yes.
There we go. Enhance. Yeah.
Enhance. I don't think I have also a weird ratio in my screen, so probably that's also it. Okay, so what's going to happen is that before, it's the same information that it was before. It's here, so we didn't remove absolutely anything. But we were actually conducting some research with a lot of users that didn't have experience creating dashboards before. And absolutely everyone got a lot more comfortable by just deciding what they want to control first, and then getting a suggestion of the different cards that they could get. So we thought this could make a really cool entry point while keeping at the same time a way to browse all of your cars, which is still something that it's available and it's here and it's like 1 click, 2 clicks.
I dislike this screen. Just saying. If you go to buy card, if can you show that again?
Yeah.
I'm always nervous if you go to this screen, because I'm going to put like X on my dashboard, and I'm coming here and I have a bunch of custom cards and some of the built-in ones and the mushrooms for Paul still, and then I start scrolling like a madman through this list, trying to find what I need. And not everything has a picture as well, right? I believe if you go through it, it's a little bit weird. Some have like real examples and some don't. It always freaks me out, and I'm not a visual person. I'm not creative. I'm a coder. I'm sorry. So this layout and this way of working always stressed me out, to be fair. I always struggled with finding what I needed.
We realized it actually had a lot to do more with the mental model that you're expecting when you get here. Like if you are telling people, hey, you bought a new lamp, add it, people were expecting to actually find their lamp here. If they created the entity, created the device, they know what it looked like. So they were actually typing here, living room lamp, and expecting to get it here. But having to pause and think exactly, okay, what I need it to look at, what I needed to look like, the output, it was actually a lot more, took a lot more energy to think of that. It's still very, very important for the general path of adding cards, because a lot of times you know exactly with the card that you want, and you just go here and find it. That's why for me it is very important to keep this flow. But it makes a lot more sense to just go here and just start looking for it. So if you're like the kind of person that is organized by where this actually lives in my home, same way that we do in the automation editor, now you can go here and you can be like, okay, this is in the ground floor, this is in the workshop, and this is actually a hue light, right? And ta-da. Now we actually suggest you a bunch of things. We don't only suggest you one tile card and one existing light card. We actually suggest you different configurations that you could get with the features. So this actually also inspires you with more things that you could get.
That's what I truly need, by the way.
Yeah, and we've been adding cards here, but also we already have the documentation. It's in the release notes. We have the documentation for custom cards to show up here. So if you're maintaining a custom card, you can actually say under which criteria you want the custom card to show up here. Like this is a very good card for lights. This is a very good card for this. It's all documented and you can actually showcase it here.
And what I really like, I know Paul is in the stream, by the way, Pitaya, he is here in the stream. He actually went out, I think it was even today he did that, right, Paul? He went out to all kinds of like bigger custom cards, like I know Bubble Guard, for example, is used a lot. And he started making contributions to those and opened up pull requests so that they actually get support for all of these. Hi, Paul. Yes, we're talking about you. Definitely, we're talking about you. And he's been like adding support for this new feature for those cards as well. And we hope that more custom card developers will add that support too, because this is really helpful, by the way. So thank you for doing that, Paul, and kicking that off. That's, by the way, really, really nice.
Yes, this is super important because, again, it's a bit, it's the sad part of this process whenever you have to actually build these things, and it's like now the contribution comes, or now I have actually the adaptations comes. But actually, I would love to see this populate with all my custom cards that I already have, because a lot of times I add custom cards and then I forget the use case that I specifically wanted to. So I like getting surprised, but whenever I add a new device and actually can get that. I can look for whatever, like if you want, like, I don't know, if a media player, like, I don't know, I have the media player in the living room. I don't know what it's going to show. I think my kid is watching TV. I don't know, nothing. Okay, good. But actually I can show up like the media control card, but it's volume, it's playbacks, everything. We can also have the temperature here, for example. I don't know, the temperature in this one. So you can actually see
this is beautiful.
Yes,
I like this a lot. It's not just the tile card, right? You see all kinds of different graphs and different modes, and then just pick from that.
Exactly.
I like that it uses that entity already, so it's like not like fake or generated content. It's the actual card for that entity being shown. That's so beautiful.
because one thing that I also am learning a lot through this process is that building dashboards is very motivating. Like people really enjoy building their own dashboards and making their home their own. So actually, like showcasing examples of discovery of, hey, look what you could potentially do with this. You have this, you have that. This could, oh, temperature should have gauge too. Yes, very good catch. So thanks a lot. Thanks.
Yes, Snowy.
This is massive. I'm so in love with this, and we, like Paul, Matt, and myself, work so much on this because this is, we really wanted to nail it first. I know there are some iterations here and some improvements, but at least this is a lot better. And I'm really looking forward to see how people perceive this and use it, because one also the cool things of building a dashboard is that it's something that adding a card you do several times. So I really want to see this tested in real life and be people like using with several cards several times.
Do you have something like a battery or something, or weather map? Yeah.
Battery, yes.
Yeah.
Which one? Sorry, this is the demo effect.
Maybe not binary sensor, but something with
yeah, I think it's, sorry, I have a naming problem with battery, and battery, every single thing that I have is battery. And yes, I can have like one that actually changes the charging state of capacity here, of capacity of the batteries, for example. This is the gauge. So I think it's a bug that it's not in the other place.
Could be.
Yeah.
Look at that difference of things that are shown, right? A simple tile card with a graph, tile card with a bar, a gauge card, and then like all those graph cards down there. It's so cool to do that.
Actually, camera, give me 1 second just to make sure that I'm not leaking anything in my home before showing you the camera. But I think I can show you the camera. Sorry, I need to type it in Spanish. 1 second.
The previews make it an informed decision. That's a good way to put it, Wilde.
Yes.
So
I can show you. Really again, this is of course black, which is good, but yeah, you will see the preview image here in cameras.
There's not much variation to cameras, to be fair.
No, you really cannot. But I don't know. I'm trying to think what other.
A colored light bulb, I think, has also those nice colors it shows. They have more configurations in general.
Which one do you say?
A colored light bulb, a light bulb with color capabilities.
Oh yes, actually VLED. I have here VLED. You can actually have all the presets and the favorite colors.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I like indeed.
Me too.
We keep repeating it, but it's a little bit of the mental model in here that changes.
Weather,
right?
for example, you can see all the things. That's a bit of a spoiler.
I crafted another like little photo down right there. This carp here is just, oh my god.
Oh, what about covers? Good one, actually.
Covers.
Actually, let's say these are covers, for example. We show like normally the slider, and then like the states, and then there's the tile card. I really like that this is also something around choice. Like you can still pick whatever you want. I'm not enforcing you to use one or the other. But this also allows a lot of discoverability, because if I click on this and then I edit it, I automatically know that I have a feature that it's cover position. So I actually know that this exists. So cool. Oh, wow. We have a pretty good response. Cool.
Yeah. There's one I don't know in there though.
It's fine.
That's fine. There's still the old buy card. It still exists.
Yes, right? Always. I'm not ever going to remove that.
I think so too. Thank you so much, Martin. I feel good today, although it was a late night last night. I went to a meetup, which I absolutely enjoy. But yeah, I think I'm a little bit more sleepy today. Maybe that helps.
Yeah, we're very laid back. Today it's like all good.
We'll wing it. We'll do it, right?
Yeah. Okay, we have a couple of things in the cards territory that are also really cool that I wanted to show you. So this was something.
Before you do, Before you do, I
Yes,
have
go for it.
something written down here on my notepad on
Yes.
my desk in big capital letters, which is conditions.
Oh, yes, that you mentioned. Yes, 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 yes. Sorry, sorry. I
Can
actually
we
checked
check
it.
that really quick?
Yes, of course. So if you go here and you have like visibility, so say, okay,
I
this is
remembered it,
visible.
Paul.
Yeah, and I just want to show it based on a condition. You can say, okay, imagine I only want to show my covers if I
It's
don't know, the
daytime.
time
Oh, yeah, that works.
is this on Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays, whatever, at condition. And then it collapse it. I also want to use it, and this, like for example, this did not pass. We have the exact same thing that we have in the automation editor.
Nice. And this is also live, of course, just like in the automation editor, it will change when it happens actually live on your screen.
I really love this and how it's merged with the automations editor, because this always felt like a mini automation. Like the fact that you can make conditions on your dashboard is really powerful, but it's a bit daunting if you don't really understand exactly what it's supposed to happen. So this is actually really cool.
Hey, there are a few little questions here, by the way. Maybe we should pop up in between
Yes, of
before
course.
you show us the other new stuff. There was. Wait, what? It's this one. Would be nice to have a favorite card option. So they show
It
up
would be
first.
really cool, actually. And it's a very good idea. And I'm making a note of it right now.
Yeah, I think so too. I like that. There's another one that is in the same department, which we did discuss before, which is based on usage, right? If you see a certain card type being used more on the dashboard already, it's likely you use more of them too at that point in time for the dashboard. I think that might be a worthy thing as well. But yeah, definitely a good one, man. It's a good one to add. Holy crap,
Absolutely. Very good feedback. I made a note of this.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's basically it.
Both. Favorite or recently used? Both. I made a note of both. I think both are equally interesting for different reasons and worth exploring.
Yeah, one is deliberately storing, and because you have your own favorite, and the other is more of a dynamic based on your behavior or usage in the past, which often are wildly different. All right. What else did you have on the dashboards, by the way? You have more, right?
So I have more. So what I have is, okay, you have this, the tile card for the weather card right now that it has like, you have like the weather card that has the little icons, and then you have the tile card that before it was just this. So now we added a couple of really cool features. So we have the precipitation forecast. Sorry, I live in Spain. It's not going to rain in ages. So it's
I should have demoed this.
The precipitation forecast is September. So but I also have the temperature forecast. This is going to go pretty high. And this is really cool because we debated very long about this, because the fact that it's compact actually makes this harder to display a bunch of information. So it basically works like a way to just see from one glance how's the tendency looking. Either way, you still have this little pencil here that you can always edit. So you can change daily to hourly if it makes more sense for you. You can say how many hours you're showing daily, how many days you're showing. So you could actually like modify this as you wish.
Bach is right. We do not all have this beautiful weather. Great flags.
And then you can decide not to show the days of the week. Imagine that what you're showing is actually, I don't know, hourly, or that you know that you're only going to show the next 3 days, for example. So the next 4 days. This is very individual, very personal, and it depends totally on the placement that this has in your custom dashboard. So that's why we wanted to show you all this, offer you all these different options. We know you don't have numbers here, but it's very hard to make this and still being manageable and understandable. So for now, we believe this is a really cool addition for the tile card editor for weather card that makes it like a quick glance on it.
I like the rain one though. Like I'm in the Netherlands, so we're so another comment there. But for us, it's very interesting to know how much rain comes from, and for you the heat is, I guess. But it's nice to have that in a glance. For people that have
Yes.
tried the beta last release, would have seen a variant of this card. And we pulled that from the last beta because we were not happy with the response and how it looked and how everybody reacted to it. I think we nailed it this time. So yeah, congratulations. This is a very, very good addition. I really like it. And thanks for everybody who tested out a beta, because this is where stuff like this helps, right? It helps us protecting from shipping something that didn't work. And this release did work. I think it's beautiful.
Yes. And now we keep making changes to the media player card. Now it's finally a full-on player, like full-on remote on this. So we added a couple really cool things. Like, for example, now you have the sources. You have all the bunch of sources that actually makes sense to have this in the source display, so you can pick them instead of having to have this drop-down show every single source. And then also in terms of the playback controls, we already had play, pause, stop, and next track. But now we also have mute, volume up, and volume down. So if you really want a really big remote card for your media player, you can get it. And not only that, if you go back here and add the volume control, it doesn't matter if it's button or sliders, you have a quick mute button here, like already with this feature. So this is already super complete. I could already go back here and add volume down, volume up, and mute, and organize them in any way that makes sense for me. Then I can just go here and be like, okay, this needs to be bigger because this card works better if it's bigger. Save it and do that.
Nice.
It looks really, really nice. Actually bigger. Save it. Cool.
That's sweet. A little
That's
custom
very cool.
media remote indeed. The other part to this is that we now have added filtering support to sources, I believe, which can be very helpful if you have a media player that gives you a gazillion sources, but you're only interested in one or two of them. So you can actually go down that one and actually filter out the sources you're not interested in, or better said, add the sources you do want to see. Oh, this is actually a good example. You have a lot of sources there. So you can limit those. And if your media player has 100 of them, you can dial them down
Here
to
you can see
actually
it.
be useful.
Yeah. Yes.
There we go.
So this is it.
This is a good one. Volume presets would be great.
I added
I think
it also to my list.
Yeah, that's really nice. You have done that for covers recently, for example. Would
Yeah.
be very similar. And valves, although I don't have those, so I'm not seeing them often. But yeah, that's a good one, definitely. What
We're
about
getting great
shuffle?
feedback today. I'm super excited. This is really cool.
Yeah,
For
right?
Shuffle, yes.
Well, shuffle, yes. Isn't shuffle in there?
No,
I didn't see it. Why not?
it's not there. But
I use shuffle a lot, by the way, myself. Actually, always, basically. Oh yes, this my nightmare with sources. Yes, Denon is definitely one that gives you a huge list. So that's definitely helpful. There we go. A positive response this release to all of these little things, and that's cool, right? Because it's we've shown off a lot of little things already. A lot of them are well received, as it seems in the chat. At least that is. Shuffle and repeat are available according to Paul. So
yeah,
there we
maybe
go.
my media player didn't have them. So my apologies.
Right. If the media player you're trying to add a feature for
Exactly.
doesn't
Must be
support
supported
shuffle,
by the
it will
player,
not show
yes.
up as an option. They must be supported by the player. Yes, indeed, that's it. Thank you, Paul. All right. Yeah, this card picker, by the way, that widget is still up in chat. 97% here is just, oh my god, yes. Like that's just I now I really want to get the automation stuff out of the labs, actually, to be fair. Like to complete the story, right? And like just make everything like working like that. It would be cool if we do that maybe for other parts of Home Assistant too. And that's part of the goal we have this year, right? And the bigger goal for Home Assistant is to make things more approachable. And this is all part of that. Well, do not want to call it a theme. It's not a theme, but it's more towards the goal that we're trying to achieve. So I'm really happy seeing that. Let me remove that widget again, by the way. Stop. Go. Oh, that's not removing it. It does something weird with the colors, though. Here it goes. And gone it is. Paul is the star. Yeah. So, Home Assistant, thank you for saying that.
Sorry, I didn't know that I had like this weird user. Sorry, I feel like
No,
a
no, no, no,
newbie
no.
with this streaming
No,
thing.
no, that's cool. Laura has been using this now today for CS controls for the first time here to play with that. And also, if I drop off, like it should not be like a loose stream, right? But yeah, you will respond as Home Assistant if you do that, which is
Okay, good.
okay. Which is okay.
Good.
Was it on purpose that all markdown cards are gone? I don't think they're gone. I think they should be.
I don't think they're gone. Maybe they're gone from my instance because I somehow removed it manually for some reason, but it's not. No, we didn't remove any cards at all.
Should be. It should be there. It should be there. We haven't removed anything. Don't worry. And if it's not showing, then something might be wrong. So let us know. Can you explain about legacy template entities? Is that a breaking change? Oh God, we're not at that section yet, but I'm happy to tell you, yes, we have a change in how template entities work in YAML format. That has been in the works for over 6 months. So over 6 months, you should have been alerted on your repairs dashboard in Home Assistant that you use an old format. If you have ignored that message for 6 months, even though it gives you a way how to fix it, basically, then as of this release, the old way doesn't work anymore. That's correct. Nevertheless, you can still migrate. There's a link down in the release notes in the backwards incompatible change section where you can find more information and help on how to fix that. Best is go into your repairs, check if you still have them or not. And if you still have them, fix them first and then upgrade. That's the recommendation. But it has been nudging you for over 6 months at this point. So it's time for it to go. Oh, the highlighters. Arula spoke. Thank you. I'm working on a new version, by the way, but that's not for this stream. Coming down soon. Good job, good job. Polygons for song would be nice. I do like to comment on this one, by the way. It's actually not going to happen. Sorry to break that bubble, but the problem is that both iOS and Android do not support it. They all work with circular zones. It means that even if we support it, the devices that provide most of the data tracking usage that we need for this do not, and this doesn't work, unfortunately. But definitely climb up the ladder, go to Apple and iOS. Hopefully they will, iOS, Apple, Android, whatever, all those phone software things, and let them support it. As soon as that happens, we're happy to build it in. I would love it. All right. All problems solved domestic. All of them.
You're that for everyone. Like,
yeah. Would make a world a way
it would
better
be
place.
great for the vacuum cleaners, like the Roomba thingies, and this. No corners, no problem. Yeah.
Until you want to hang up like your e-paper frame, right? That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we have more of this release. I think I want to dive into a little bit of a different section than that we show maybe to, like, I don't know. Where with the two of us, we can just mess things up and do a different order than normal. Let me bring up new integrations. We have many of those, actually, this release, which I like. AI Dot, if you have those Wi-Fi smart lights, they are now supported. Lovely. It's a local communication, so that's there. Let me see what else is in here. I would say they're a little bit more of a niche integration. So many of these I actually had to look up what they are. Maybe it's just because they're maybe lesser known in my area, but yeah, but definitely there's something into there. Oh, I want to highlight this one. It's from Paulus. Paulus is, by the way, traveling right now, so he's not here for that reason, but he made the LG TV through Serial. And if you have been listening in the last few releases, you would know that we have support for LG, the WebOS thing, already for quite some time, so that's through like local control. But if you have an older one, we introduced a few releases back, infrared, which we should talk about in a second too, by the way. And that supports the LGTV. So Paulus was like, well, let's say you lost your remote or your infrared is dead or something. I don't know what he was thinking actually. And you do not have a WebOS. You can also plug in into the serial port in the back of the thing and control it that way. Like there's no excuse. You can like just hook up your LG TV to Home Assistant and work with it at this point. So there's that LG TV through serial. Marantz is also nice. Paulus has been going on those infrared stuff, by the way. Very cool. OVH Cloud endpoints. There we go. So that's there. PT device, Samsung infrared. I like seeing that infrared showing up. Like 2 releases, we introduced it, and now you see the integrations popping up. So that's definitely very nice. Vista Pole, Hacksphinx Cloud, and Yoto is a media player as well. Yoto. Okay, I will accept that one. Yes. So it's a nice big list of integrations. There's 16 new ones added into Core. Very well done, everybody that was involved in that, and thank you so much. What's even bigger here is the list of things that we actually improved on existing integrations. And this list goes on and on. The top ones are the most known ones. Some of the to pick out. I'm going to maybe tell something about MQTT that's not necessarily in here. MQTT now defaults to MQTT version 5 in this release, so we help you with that, and we'll set it up, which I think is great that we support the protocol off the box. It's more of a you shouldn't care that much, but it's still nice that we do. Let me put it that way. It's quite the achievement that happens there. Sonos got search, so you can find tracks and albums straight from Home Assistant. I like that. I'm in the Sonos ecosystem as well, and yeah, nice to see. Reolink, this is a big one. Previously, if you had those battery-powered camera things, you needed their hub in order to be able to use them in Home Assistant. You can now do it without the hub in a way, which is cool. They cannot be connected to both, but if you do not have the hub, you can still use the battery-powered Reolink camera. Pretty cool. Tuya has been growing a lot. A lot of work has been put into Tuya by a lot of people. I'm still going to say don't buy Tuya stuff, by the way, guys. It's like very cloud-wise. It's very off-standard communication. Just don't. But the matter of fact is a lot of people do have it. And if it works better, then that's great, right? And a lot of people have been working on the Tuya integration in such a way that, how do we explain this? Tuya devices misbehave a lot. Is that a friendly way of saying it? And we now have a layer in between that corrects behavior, can correct behavior for devices that are not behaving right. So we see a lot of more devices showing up working correctly over time now. And that's actually pretty cool. Like if you have one of those devices that you're stuck with Tuya with, then at least you have the possibility to use it correctly, right? So that's definitely there. What else do we have? Input source on SmartThings TVs. Oh, this is a big one. I should not skip over this.
No.
Have you heard about the Alexa Media Player custom integration, Laura?
Not yet. I mean, I heard about it. I haven't dipped into it yet.
There are a lot of people using a custom integration called Tuya Alexa Media Player, as it's called back in the day. It broke a lot on upgrades and such from Home Assistant, which was annoying. This is not fully like on the same page as that custom integration is, but this is a good start. We now have Alexa devices showing us up as media players in Home Assistant, so you can actually use them that way, which is something a lot of people were looking forward to. So having that now out of the box, it's great. This is the first step going into there, and hopefully at some point it will just be the stable way of using that. Anthropic web fetching. If you want to burn tokens using Home Assistant, you can do so. of course, we take care of that. And Home Wizard now has updating charging strategies for their batteries, which actually affects me. I still have Home Wizard batteries here as well. They're a partner of the Works with Home Assistant program, so they're inside of there. I like Home Wizard in a way. I like what they do, and I haven't played with it yet, so that I definitely. What else? There's so much in here. Come on. This is just YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, you can track like your video count or other one's video count. So not sure how much of that does, but still nice. The Jewish calendar now has a calendar entity. So that's nice. You can actually automate on Jewish holidays and Sabbath. So that's, I think, is very, very, very cool addition there. A lot of automations. Oh, Prusa. If you're not in the bamboo ecosystem, the evil bamboo ecosystem, as people nowadays almost feel like having, I almost feel ashamed it's in my background at this point, considering what's happening in the world. But they are violating open source licenses, so that's actually truly really bad. That said, if you're in a Prusa and you did the smart move, the Prusa integration has seen a lot of love lately and shows up with a bunch of new sensors, and a lot of work has been done on the back end of the integration as well, and the libraries underneath it. So that's really great. Thank you for doing that, Hacky. Anyway, you there. Thank you so much. System Bridge in default, supports for battery, more extended, super cool. Control 4, I like Control 4 in this list. Like, it's such a extremely superior, no, not superior, more like an expensive, high-end smart home system that then like really works well with like the free and open source rebel of the industry called Home Assistant. I like them showing up. It's such a good combination in my opinion. So super cool to see that. Watts Vision here. I should try that. I actually have this stuff from Watts. I don't have like the controller that gateways it in through Wi-Fi. That's the part that I'm missing, but my whole home has Watts in it. So I should really just try that. And template entities. I think this one is big for some people. DeviceTracker.ce is being deprecated. It's going away. We had a lot of comments on that. So Patro, who's been, by the way, effortlessly working for almost a year and a half on all the template stuff, he does an insane, good job there. So give me like a thumbs up for Patro, by the way. He is he now has added support for device tracker template entities to the template entity integration, which means you can actually create your own device trackers out of templates, which is actually really good replacement for DeviceTracker.c action. So if that is, if that's a thing you were looking for to replace it, here's a good solution for that. Yeah, I agree. Superior is crazy. It's not, it's more expensive or something more high-end. Something like that. Alexa devices with media player. What? Yes, you read that correctly, Matze. Definitely. See, Petro? Carl is happy with that. Yes, Dan. We haven't reported on that. For people that are looking at this sentence from Dan, there's one note, rest in peace, Volkswagen API. Volkswagen has been pulling there and closing down their API. Search for it, Google for it. You will find very nice YouTube videos, lots of news articles about it. The world is pissed off right now, apparently, but we haven't removed it yet. Keep having a little bit of hope. Maybe they'll listen to the pressure. If you have been a victim of that, please be sure to let them know you're not happy. And ask for your data, right? Because that's basically what this is about, access to your own data. All right, we have some quality scale improvements this release too. Look at that. I messed up my own name here in the release notes. So cool.
That's a classic.
Wow. Anyhow, we have a bunch of them that went up the scale, which is cool. It's really nice for people to put that effort in there, including myself. Sounds weird to say that about myself, but anyway, we have a bunch of integrations that are now going up to scale, making them more stable. I like this list every month. It might be one of my favorite parts, actually, because this shows a lot of effort and dedication from a lot of those people. So thank you so much for doing that, and the community gets a very solid integration in return. Now available through UI. They keep popping up still every month. There are 3: Elgato Aveo, OpenSense Map, which surprised me that that wasn't still in the UI, and OPN Sense is there now too. For well to the following, we have removed Connected, and Connected is one of those, if you have one of those wired old-fashioned alarm systems in your home, basically, you can actually rip out like the central unit and then put Connected in there and hook up all the wires, and then all your old sensors can be reused as an alarm system that's digital and hooked up with Connected. It's a pretty cool little thing. They're not going away. They have a different integration. Their firmware nowadays works with ESP Home, which is even better because we integrate with that really well. Their old firmware is not being used anymore, and this integration that's going away is actually for their old firmware. There is a migration guide if you're still affected by this. There's a migration guide linked by Connected on how you can upgrade to the ESP-based firmware. But if you have one of those old Alarm Central systems, the alarm systems that's that old that it still has those wired sensors, I would maybe recommend looking into Connected a little bit. Might be interesting. Somebody's still typing E. That was the beginning of the stream, man. That's like the e-ink screens. Snowy, come on. All right. Other noteworthy changes. Some of them we might even be able to show a little bit, but Meta devices have a nicer setup flow. If you now add a Meta device, you get actually the option to put them into an area and whatnot and set them up in the right way so you have them correctly in Home Assistant the first time you use. Meta devices have a little bit of their own setup flow, and that has now been corrected so that you actually get it there. And what I really like here, and we should do that for everything, by the way, if you add a contact sensor or a cover, it will actually tell you during that setup process, or ask you during that setup process, what you use it for. Is the door, is the window, is a garage door, is it a A-wing, is it a screen outside? You can actually pick from that list. So you actually have the right representation, but also the behavior in Home Assistant from the get-go as soon as you add it, which is really, really cool. OpenThread Border Router is now 1.4, and that is out of beta. In case you're like, what? You can probably ignore it, but we had a new version of the OpenThread Border Router, which is now 1.4, and we can start doing some interesting things after this. Right now, it's mostly for stability. I've heard a lot more. I heard a few people yesterday as well when I was at the meetup of the IKEA devices working better and such. But we have fixed a lot of stability issues by doing this. And it opens up doors for the next steps that we can do in Home Assistant, like credential sharing, multi-admin networks, and stuff like that. So that should be next steps, actually. So I'm very happy that this is out of beta. We have sirens in Matter to warn you for the Tuya devices, I guess. So that's good. And Bluetooth proxies are now much more efficient. And this is very cool. We have now a way that Bluetooth scanners actually automatically decide if they go into passive or active, and only does one of them, so that like the batteries are put less strain on them. The result, as was delivered by Pete Draco, by the way, thank you so much for doing this. There's now 95 to 96% less battery from Bluetooth scanning. That's a huge improvement. So that's very friendly for your home if you use a lot of Bluetooth here. There's some UI changes as well where you can look into, so that's nice. We have now firmware version in the device table. I could probably just show that, I guess. Let me show. We go to settings here and go to devices. Here we go. Then I should be able to show firmware. Here we go. firmware is now on that list. Doesn't look that useful in this way, but maybe if you would group it on model and you find some of the same models, look, you can actually see that they are all on the same firmware. Maybe that helps a little bit in a way, but that's now there. Yes, Stoey, Nick is a wizard. That's Bidraco. He's definitely a wizard on his Bluetooth stuff. He does miracles.
As someone that has like 300 ESP home devices, yes, the firmware version is very helpful to be able to do maintenance. I was checking it right now and it looks really, really cool.
It helps. Will the CAC is asking if the BLE is having the ESP home proxy config. No, you shouldn't. But there's a backwards and compatible change note on how this works down below as well. So you might want to check that out. We have a friendly way of doing ZHA groups. I really like this change, by the way. I should probably also show that because it used to be a little bit wild, a little bit technical as well. And I think it's now pretty much better. So if you go into settings and then Zigbee, you find here groups. And if I now want to create a group, I click create group and I call this group whatever. And I put something in it like these two and I create a group. And I've created a group. It's beautiful. Very, very nice addition. If you want to work with Zigbee groups, then that is now definitely a whole lot easier. Let me trash the whole thing. Here we go. Cool new addition in that regard. We have search by label now in more places. This means that if you go into your automations or your helper scenes, whatever, like those data tables, and you search for your label like Christmas, it will actually show up the items that are labeled Christmas too in the general search. Feels very logical. I agree, but it actually works. So that's the good news here. The backup encryption key is harder to miss. This is something people do. Like if you do backups, that's good, right? You should do backups. Check your backups. If you don't have backups, go ensure you have backups. By the way, you will thank me later. It's such an obvious thing to do. And we made it so much easier last year. To be fair, like it was a hard path to get into and to make it right. But I think we're in a really good spot. But the encryption key is now harder to miss because we still have quite a few people that are forgetting that part. We are encrypting backups, and if you then store them encrypted and you need them, then you need the key to decrypt them again, right? And storing them encrypted is really important because it like guards your privacy and whatnot. So that's well, and security as well. But now if you go into system and then backups, this is now like a big thing. Instead of something, I'm not sharing. Like if you go into backups here, then this is now a big card here where you can actually download, show, or change it. This is now way more thing. Showing off my 77. Yeah, that thing is too much. Anyway, yeah, that. Color customizations for graph cards. That's, by the way, nice if you don't like the colors of the graphs. You can actually change it. It's sometimes not really fitting in the theming you're running or whatever. Now that's kind of, and I think this is, by the way, maybe I should have listed this as one of my favorite things because I've been chasing this one down for a long time, and we've now completed it. Advanced mode is gone, Laura.
Yes. Good riddance. I mean, good. Yes, advanced mode is gone. We no longer want to conceive that there's an advanced way to handle Home Assistant. It doesn't really make sense. There are options that you need and options that you don't need right now. It's not advanced or simple. It's just different.
Yeah, and we're saying that like option A is like for advanced people. It's just depends on what your use case is and your knowledge domain, right? And Home Assistant is so broad. But most people actually in the community always advise, right? If you set up Home Assistant for the first time, go to your profile, enable that advanced toggle. It's now gone. You won't find it anymore. It's also not needed. We've removed all gating around it for over the past year or so. And we now did like a sprint to like clean it up fully. And we did. So everything that used to be behind the advanced toggle, which most people even do not know what was behind it because it was never documented, it's gone. It's definitely gone, and it will not annoy anyone anywhere, anytime anymore. Good. Yeah, I think this is cool
Yeah.
for this list. What else do we have to
Energy.
cycle? Energy. Is that something you want to show? Something I
Yeah,
should show? You want to show?
I can show it. Yeah.
Sure.
So we've been
Go
doing a
ahead.
bunch of things on the energy dashboard, like small tweaks, but it actually works towards allowing you to have this energy dashboard going more into representing well what your house looks like. It's tiny things, but they do make a lot of quality of life, and we are continuing doing that constantly. Like next release will be more and more and more. So, for example, right now there's, if you actually add here like in the batteries, where it was here, your home batteries, you actually add the state of capacity that you have. Actually, now you actually see the percentage of the battery capacity that it is in just one glance in the same distribution, which is really, really cool because it's a really interesting property. Another really cool thing, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, I like that. I like that little addition because I can now indeed see that my battery is 50%. Like previously you would see only what goes in and out, which is interesting, but does not answer like how much do I have left in a glance, right? And this edition does that. So the state of charge can now be set on the battery. That would show up.
And a lot of us have this in a lot of, like, in a very first thing that you see in a lot of places. So it's really cool to be able to understand the level of your battery, because that's one of the main things that you need in a battery. And then one thing that I personally also thought it's really interesting, and it's been really, really key to have, like right now, whenever you have these graphs and these portions, you have the naming that has come from the entity itself, but the name of the entity is not very friendly, right?
Consumption. Yeah.
Yes, consumption, like in the Middle Ages. Okay, power meter consumption. Okay, so imagine that I want to go here. I can say, okay, this is power meter consumption. I have no idea what it is. I want to just call it energy input. Why? Because it makes sense for me. It doesn't need to make sense for anyone else, just me. So I save it, I go back, and then whenever I'm, where am I? Here. Actually, I have it here.
Energy input.
It's a very stupid name. I could have put White Bunny. I don't care. But the main, I can do it actually, and it will be very fancy whenever we try to get it back to normal tomorrow. So yes, we have that. Yeah, perfect, works great. But this is very important because we never should get these first time insights on how your house is working in terms of energy by a very technical detail, like what's the naming that the entity gave. And a lot of battery systems, a lot of inputs and outputs, a lot of power meters have very deep names that end up being like permutations of the same thing, like introduction, permutation, consumption, power, input, output. It takes me like 10 minutes to find the entity that I'm looking for with my solar panels. And this is a very quick way of being like, this, I don't really need to care anymore. It's this.
That's actually really nice. I think let me bring up, like, I have a few things on my setup too in energy that might be interesting. Showcasing this a little bit. Let's see if I share this tab instead. I have quite a few things attached to it, and what I did is I named my solar thing solar, named my battery, my grid, and my gas, and my water, because you can now give them all names, right? Like it's not just for the grid, it's actually for all of them. So instead of gas meter gas, I had just gas because I think that's better. That for me that works really well. And now this is all nice and tidied up here, right? Like, and also on these graphs, if I hover over them, it's just way more clear on what it is. I don't know why my state of charge is not showing up, by the way. It should. Maybe I destroyed that. Maybe I should just check that. Oh, there's something very wrong with my batteries. Okay, that makes sense then. And yeah, look now as well. And normally your battery state of charge will now also show up here, by the way. So if you set that, they will show here. I don't know why my batteries are offline. It's such a weird thing. All right. Anyhow, that. But being able to name everything now nicer is still like really helpful here. There are some things that we still can improve though, but we're getting there. But yeah, using my energy dashboard already to the max, as you can see.
Yeah,
getting there. All right. There's that. I flagged a few questions though. Could you use the circle to show how much is in the battery? I found that an interesting question.
Actually,
More
we
visual
could.
representation. In a funny way, we actually do this on the house here, right? We have colored things on where the
Yes.
energy consumption has been coming from, but we have not done that for the battery. It's very interesting.
That's what I was thinking. It's a existing design pattern, so we could actually use it. Yes, it makes total sense.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are on top of things today, by the way. I must say, I must be honest.
Yeah.
Like, we had a lot of input today. Don't worry, I don't pick from that fridge. That's Mrs. Frank, not me. I just say it. Grid balance, is that new? Oh, that's a good question. You know what? Actually, maybe I should just show it and do like it's new. Look what we added this release, and that's not true because we added it last release, but we didn't mention it anywhere, which is my bad, to be honest. But we can now have grid balance. Yes, this is a new indicator that we have added. Last release, actually, not this release, but well spotted, and it's now there. Cool little new addition from last month. Difficult.
Yeah,
I do get the question.
It's a hard topic. What's the separation between what we consider climate for the sake of comfort, which is climate dashboard, and what we consider climate for the sake of energy? And I understand that, but there's like a lot of factors that affect energy management, not only the temperature. And it would be, it's interesting. I mean, it's a very interesting debate because we need to make a choice at some point and be like, how?
Yeah, for me, like, look at me personal, like I have 3 ways in the way I heat my home. So I use a pellet stove, so I have biomass basically. I also have like a heat pump, but it's a hybrid one. So if the temperature goes low enough, gas will help me out as well. So what do I draw the line of, and what does it tell me at that point, which is very much more interesting. And we see these setups and more and more nowadays, especially people using floor heating. They're often going into additional heat methods as well. So that's definitely something to look into. I saw another question that I found interesting. Oh yeah, can you add multiple battery state of charge entities, I assume, or sensors? And the answer is, well, you add 1 per battery. So for every single battery you add, I have 2 of them. For each of them, you set that sensor. So yes, but not multiple per battery. That 1 per battery. And then somebody said, weather is useful for solar. Yes, but actually we have solar forecasting in Home Assistant, right? So the graph to show there is not necessarily like weather. The graph to show there is like the forecast of how much you're going to produce, which I think is way more useful. I actually haven't set it up, so I cannot show you. I still need to do that, but I need to determine like the degrees and the angle and whatever not. And I haven't taken the time yet to go up on the roof to figure that one out. Maybe I should just add it with a guesstimate. That's probably better than nothing. Is the state of charge average across? Yes, it is. And what does it do when we have multiple areas of different capacities? For the state of charge, it's like a percentage. So it doesn't matter. Weird enough. Yeah, well, it does a little bit, but yeah. I'm not sure how they've determined, but I think it's very average on percentage in that regard. You probably have 10 and 15, knowing you, and then PIM, so that is probably where the problematic one is. Yeah. All right. Wait, what are you saying, Marco? Only 21? What the hell? Laura and I are trying to make this work. Come on. Show it. Do a little bit of a
Yay.
thumbs up there on the live stream.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. No, this is nice. I'm also enjoying how much the space that we have for questions and how we're able to get all these things. And really, like the chat is on fire. Like the feedback is amazing. I have like 3 posits already filled with stuff.
Yeah, the chat is really good this time. And I like the little widget where we can vote, actually. I think it makes it really dynamic. I think we should do and prep a little polls next time. And
yes,
it's things. You came late to the stream.
Oh.
No, but you're still welcome. And still hit the thumbs up for Laura there, just on the live stream. That's nice to do. Thank you. When will Matter.js be released? It's still in beta. So the thing is, we don't have that kind of deadlines. We ship something when it's ready and we're comfortable with it and the feedback is good. We are not forced to ship because we have to or something. It's kind of beautiful what we have. So I wish I could answer to you, but I can't. It's ready when it's ready. And if you are interested and want to try, just jump on board and help the beta and help testing it and give your feedback, and then we can make it better. It's just how it works. It's fun. The betas are actually really fun. I enjoy betas and seeing that always. Although I must be saying we're getting better at shipping betas, so it's not as exciting as back in the days where everything would break and a lot of discussions happening. It's a lot of little things nowadays. I do miss the old days where it was this order or like unordered chaos in a way, but at the same time, we're in a good place, so it's good. Oh God, here we go. What about Z-Wave locks? Well, now you bring it up, we have something about Z-Wave locks. Although this is going to be very, very boring in the way we're doing it, because neither me and Laura, we both do not own any Z-Wave locks.
Yep.
I have a bunch of those Nuki locks, but not Z-Wave, which I cannot get connected to my Meta network. Different frustration story for another time. Let's not talk about that. But Z-Wave locks, yes, we have support for Z-Wave locks right now. If you have a Z-Wave lock, we now have the Z-Wave Smart Lock Credential Management. It's a mouthful. But if you go to your Z-Wave device, you can hit that little dot here, and you can say Manage Access, where you can actually add users and remove them, give them a PIN code, or the beauty of Z-Wave over Matter, by the way, is that the fact that they support like alphanumeric passwords. If your keypad supports that, Matter cannot, but Z-Wave can. So there's that. And yeah, if you have one of those locks, you can now manage that through here, which is pretty nice, I would say. Z-Wave locks. There we go. Yeah, Z-Wave locks. Not much to comment on. I've never come across one, actually, to be fair. But okay, they're there. Z-Wave locks are there. Z-Wave is, by the way, still a great protocol. Very reliable, so in that regard, good to see. Some other little things that we had this release, maybe I can just show that. We had a little revamp on the apps page, which
yes,
is a little touch-up, little makeup. We give it a little makeup, make it a little bit nice. Let me see. Can we bring up my instance again? Here we go. If we go into settings and now get to apps, then we have like a little bit of an upgraded UI. We now have this nice little cards here that are a little bit more modern, and this running here, which like little micro animation there. That kills me. I like that stuff. I love it. And the little badges, you can see which one has an update available, which one is experimental. I run the ESP Home Device Builder in the dev version. So that's cool. You can see what's available. And if I click on it, I got a little bit of a different layout here too, which in some reason doesn't show up here as I expected it to do. Is that my Zoom? No, there's something missing here, but it could be my instance. I'm actually running a beta version still. I haven't upgraded to the latest yet. Just don't tell. And at least you can see here, this is now a little bit different. And this is on the side where you can actually stop controls are here instead of it being all inline. So this looks a little bit polished up. It got a little bit of love here, which is good. The configuration screen we haven't done yet. Might use a little bit of love there too at some point in time. But hey, we're making steps and this looks nice.
Yeah. Also, better UX normally means better and smarter decisions. Because you have the patterns, you are quicker to know what you need to do. You need to read that much. You don't need to know exactly what every button is. And it also means that things can grow over time because everything has its space. So that's a very good driver for actually giving a bit of UX love to this kind of screens.
See, it is. We also have other icons, by the way, just saying, Peter, but they're not as fancy as the running one. Oh, not sure what that one was. I didn't want to click on that. Oh, this is actually a good one. CPU and mem stats on one dashboard would be nice. It's like how all of the apps are behaving on your system would be kind of cool in a way. I agree. Interesting idea. We have that data because you can actually see it, right? If you click on one of them, you can actually see what it does. Basically nothing, but still. Oh, look, 1%. There we go. But yeah, I agree. That's a good one. Good suggestion. More love, more clicking. Well, honestly, it's just as much clicking as before. Nothing changed there. But I like the sarcasm. Does this running also come to integrations in the future? Integrations are working very differently, right? They're not a process. They're part of Home Assistant. So they're not, like, these are actually separate running applications next to Home Assistant, right? They're like the apps on your phone, while integrations are more part of like the operating system itself. That's how they are encapsulated inside Home Assistant. All right. Yeah. Good. That's that. That's the new pick here. What else did we have? Oh, we haven't talked about linking everything up. Do you know what I mean, Laura? Is this something you can show or want to show, or should I?
Linking everything up? No.
No.
I'm
Okay.
pretty sure I'm going to say when you share it, but I don't know what you mean right now.
Okay. I'm very fake in my terminology. I should be more. But I'm going to show you what this release has done is that we have added. Why is my often changed unit? What the hell is that? Is it now like in cows or something? Anyway, how does that thing change? Sorry, distracted by a repair. What we have done in Home Assistant is that we have so many things going on, right? We have devices, we have entities, you have your automations, you have scenes. And what we try to do is we try to add as many relationships between them as possible. So Frank has said, I'm again distracted. I'm going to flag that question. But we try to link up everything in your home as much as possible as we can, because it makes it easier to navigate, right? If you every time have to go back into settings and then go to areas again and whatever not, then it becomes very difficult to navigate your system. So we're trying to add relations. So if I go to devices and would go into, I don't have that many automations, so I might be actually a bad example, but let's use this Elgato Keylight here. If I would have an automation that uses this, then it shows up here. Right? It shows up in this list, or if I use it as a scene, it will there. If you remember the previous version of Home Assistant, you would have multiple blocks here. It would have automations, it would have scripts, and scenes. We would have 3 of them. So we now squash them into a single one. It's related, and that shows all the related stuff here. And this is not that new. We squashed it together. Cool. But what we now can do is you can say add to, and then you can actually like pick what you want to do. For example, with this slide, I want to create a new automation and use that as a trigger. I can, with a single click, close there, and it will automatically select this all. And if you have the new purpose-specific triggers and conditions enabled, you actually see all the new triggers, right? When the brightness has changed, look at that. I'm kickstarting my automation from a device, which I think is really cool. So if I would save this, by the way, can I actually, let me save this and go back. And look, it shows up. This is this new automation I just created, and you can actually find it, right? There's something related. So that's really nice. But we try to make this connection everywhere. And I think that's beautiful. So let's assume I'm looking at some kind of place where I'm looking at a more information dialog of a light. And we had a few releases back, we added an add to. If you are on Android, for example, you can add it to as a widget on your home screen. But we always envisioned this add to be more than just the mobile actions. We wanted to do stuff that goes everywhere. So in here, you guessed it, we did the same thing. From here, you can actually not just create your widget on mobile, it will be a widget, but you can also do the same thing from here. But since we now have these new triggers and we actually support areas, in this case, the office area, we have the same thing here. Look, I can now use this office area on this area page to say, hey, I want to create a new automation.
Wow.
And what can I do from here?
I
This
didn't
is
see
beautiful,
that
right?
area level, but this is really cool.
Right? I like the
Yeah.
area level a lot in the new automation stuff because it just shows you the possibilities in a way.
Yeah.
So this is
And
really
it-
cool.
yeah.
You can, sorry, go.
No, it just blends everything together the same way that the tree navigation that we have here and in the card picker that actually says, okay, you are here. the big red dot, when you are here, you are in the office that is in this area that has these devices, and you can control this way. You can create these automations.
Yep. So, yeah, this way we're trying to tie things more together and navigate around everywhere. And also, like, if I would create an automation that was in that area, then it would show up here as well. You can see the new automation that we created quickly is affecting my office area. So the thing that we created there quickly, I can actually find back. So we're keeping adding this relationship across the board everywhere, just to allow you to flow through everything instead of going constantly back to the right place. You can now keep clicking around, which I think is really nice. And Core 50 asked, can add to existing automation? Not yet, but I like the suggestion. Could be a future addition. Yeah, why not? Might be a good one. Add this device as an action to an existing one. I really like that, actually. All right. Yeah.
So I was going to laugh at this. It's me too.
Yeah. Yeah. Google Chrome hates me at times. That. When are the Home Assistant mugs coming? Oh, that's a good question. I want one. To be
We
fair.
can ask Missy when we see her.
Yeah. We can ask Missy when I see her. Yeah, that will be good. A mug. Can show it off. By the way, if you're really interested in our swag store here, it's store.openhomefoundation.org. Everything you buy here, by the way, is like helping the foundation out and finances the work that we do every month and every week. And it's the reason why Laura and I are being able to sit here and do this full time to deliver you the projects that the Open Home Foundation makes. So definitely, like, try it out. Try it out, go see it, and get them. The quality is, by the way, beautiful. We've put a lot of care in making sure that's the right stuff and actually funds us. And if you're really trying to quickly find the button I need to click and I cannot find it, it's the worst. But hey, if you really want to help and sponsor us in the work that we do, Home Assistant Cloud by Nabu Casa is a great way to do it too. Get remote access, you get your Google Assistant set up nicely, and you get stuff like Alexa going on, and we have backup for you there as well. So I would definitely recommend that, and it supports us. It allows us to do the work we do, and we will be very thankful if you did. How do I get rid of this screen, Laura? I lost the
I have
button.
no idea.
It's counting down, so it will go away in a sec. There we go.
You're terrible at this. Missy, where are you?
Get back here. Yeah, definitely. ESP Home hoodies, are they there yet? No, we're working on ESP Home stuff, right? Music Assistant, it's coming. The socks, by the way, are cool. I have those as well. I still need to score the beanie, although it's summer, but I need to get the beanie before winter. Maybe I will wear the beanie in the winter on Live Stream again. Anyway, this is a great way to support us. I love it. And we're very transparent in where the money goes and how much money is everywhere. Like we're trying to list that, how the price is being broken down. So everything is there, and it's all produced green and like organic and whatever not. All right. And now for the word from a sponsor, some people say, right? Did we leave anything out? No, I think we got most of it, actually. We have the most fun section left, actually, to be fair. So let's do that. That's the section everybody looks forward to every single release. The backwards incompatible changes. Yay!
Also known as, is my house going to break?
Well, we are past that for a long time. Let's be honest.
I'm joking, of course, because no, it won't happen. It won't break. And again, I've been running even betas or even nightlies for almost 2 years, and absolutely nothing breaks. And I have 3,000 entities exposed. I'm not even exaggerating. I just checked the number. So.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not that bad. We had the purpose-specific triggers, a small change here. This works for YAML. If you added the automation Studio UI, will migrate you automatically. And even then, we support the old one still in a way at this point in time. It still works. We'll do a full deprecation if we need to in some point in time, but for now, it's more of an FYI. The Bluetooth change we talked about, right? It might have repercussions. So there's this listed here, just so you know. What else do we have in here? ESP Home, which is related to the Bluetooth one. What else? OnFIF. A little bit of a change if you use moving on PTZ. People shouldn't be very much bored. Shelly, Bluetooth again, same thing. TRIA, unit of measurement, can be slightly changed. If you're noticing an issue with the TRIA integration, not everyone, but something with not everything, just for the unit of measurement, please report it, because it might be because of this change and we need to correct it at that time. We can do that. The template entities, we touched upon it a little bit. The older legacy method of defining them, the deprecation period has come to an end, and this means that support of it has been removed. And yes, some people are screaming in the chat, infrared. We haven't discussed that at all, so we go over that in a bit. And Felix is here. There's a deprecated reboot gateway method that has been removed. So even that should not be a big of a deal. There's still a support for that. There's a button entity. There's that. If you're developing a custom integration or card and interested in what we do, we have a developer blog. These are the items that are listed every month. If you have a card that behaves weirdly, or if you're a card developer, I want to call this out because Wendland has been doing this for a few releases now, and I really like it. Sometimes people upgrade to the latest Home Assistant and then notice that a theme or a card is not fully like looking or behaving like it used to be. It often is because the theme or card is using properties that we're actually not meant to be used, but are working. It's unfortunate that it happens, but that happens. And what we do is he keeps track of what is actually changed. So from a technical perspective, so that those theme developers and card developers are actually able to like catch up and know what changed in that regard. So this is, I really like that happens, right? And if you're a custom card developer, by the way, and you like this new UI, then there's this what is it again here on the card selector part here, how you can get your custom card into this UI that Laura showed us. There's a link here in case you're a custom card developer on how to do that in this little tip here. It would really help. All right. Quick little thing that we skipped because I can also not show it, and that's the reason why. Me neither. Like we have introduced support for infrared 2 releases ago. So you can maybe buy one of those little infrared devices. You can actually flash ESP Home on it, and Home Assistant can actually then control your LG television, for example, with these things, and you can scatter them around your house and control multiple TVs or other devices, and it will show up in Home Assistant as actual devices. So if I would create an integration for this Mitsubishi remote infrared control that I have, I could actually like represent it as a climate entity in Home Assistant and make it behave like it does. One of the things that was requested a lot after we put it out was how about receiving support? And that's actually what's landing in this release. Home Assistant can now, through the same device, send but also receive infrared signals. And what this makes this very special is if you would set up your LG TV, right, with this thing, and you pick up the remote in the living room and turn your TV off, it's not just your TV that turns off. It's also this little thing that picks up the signal and can actually reflect the device correctly in Home Assistant, so that in Home Assistant device actually shows up correctly as well. I think that's really nice for that we're getting here. This is now a complete setup, right? We have the sending and receiving of infrared. And hopefully we're going to see support extending here. LG is the one that we shipped now for this. ESP Home is ready for it, so it can handle it. And those two together make this now possible. So really cool to see infrared support being completely complete. And if you want to learn more about why we're doing this and where this is coming from, I've linked up the roadmap opportunity because, as Laura has showed you on the State of the Open Home, our roadmap is fully out in the open now, right? So you can click on this and actually learn on this item or where it comes from and why we're doing this and where all the work is. And the same goes for a lot of other things we do. Our roadmap is fully out in the open. You can go to ohf.2/roadmap. Let me just put it in the chat. ohf.2/roadmap. And this is where you can find, you get an error from Facebook. Where's Missy when you need her? Anyhow, Facebook people, sorry, it's ohf.2/roadmap. For others, it's in the chat. You can go there and actually see our active roadmap that we're working on. That is a living document. It's constantly changing. And most of the items that we've shown and talked about today have actually a roadmap item attached to it. So you can actually find more information on it. I try to add them as much as possible to the different items so you actually can find more information, context, and discussions behind them. It's part of the way we want to develop in the open with everyone. Broken. Did I mistype? I don't know. You can always find it by clicking on one of these items, though.
No, it works for me.
See, works on my machine. That's good enough
It works
for
on my
me.
machine.
Yeah. So that was the last item that we've almost missed, actually, but we didn't. Right on time. Let me go to, I still have some start things, by the way. Maybe should I take in there? I like to do a release party because it's more focused and more space for questions. Thank you so much. It was kind of fun, Laura, to be fair.
Yeah,
It was fun. It was different, but nice.
that's cool.
I like the interaction. Everybody in chat was really up to speed today. I enjoyed that a lot. So at Frank is using ZHA and Laura CP2M QTT. Is that true?
Yes.
I was a Vivid CP2M QTT user. I actually contributed to CP2M quite a bit. And I'm now on ZHA because I was in this home and I was like, let's try it and let's see how it goes. So I'm not sure yet. I must say that the differences compared to back in the day are small nowadays. They're both really good options. The thing that I like is not having MQTT in between, but I'm not like the biggest MQTT fanboy out there. So that's me personally, I guess. Somebody said it would be nice to see some things like NoteNet, I think he means. So it's a nice way to organize automations. So we are exploring stuff like that. Flow-based automations, as people call it often, or flow-based drawings, or flow-based whatever, like flow-based search. But we're exploring things like that. We're definitely not there yet. But things that we're doing right now are enablers for stuff like that. In my opinion, I don't think it's the only solution. I think everybody has different views, right? People like YAML for a reason. People like the style of automation UI we now have, and some people like more the visual drag and drop and draw and make the lines and connect the dots kind of style, the flow style. I think it would be ultimately a way that we support all of them. I think that will be my ultimate goal, like that you
Yeah.
pick what you like and what works for you, and not necessarily, because in the end, it's all a representation of the same thing, I would say. But yeah, something like that. Oh, we talked about that actually already. I talked about the Polygon Sans and why we cannot support that, but we keep focusing on different things, right? We're not just focusing on the automations. We're focusing on a whole bunch of things. This release is definitely the proof of that, and there's so much going on.
Actually, that's another reason to check the roadmap, because you can there see everything that's moving. There are things that move fast, things that move slow, things that need 1,000 discussions, things that need a lot of designs or research, validation, several things. So the release is the output, but it's not a representation of equal distribution of work. It's just what ends up in the end of the pipeline. Check the roadmap. You'll see absolutely the vast amount of things that we have on our lab that we really want to push forward.
Yeah, and it's a lot. I am enjoying that a lot.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're through, Laura.
Yeah.
Well done. Thank you so much
Well done,
for being here. Yeah.
Thank you
so
so
nice
much.
of you to be here. Yeah, I'm so happy
It's
you were here, and like not me doing the choo-choo alone. That's kind of nice. So thank you for helping me company. You're a great company, by the way. So very
same.
nice. Can I get a thanks for Laura, by the way, an applause emoji or something in the chat? A laugh. That's also good. Thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in today. I'm not sure about you, Laura. I will go to the community stage in general. We have a community stage mostly after the stream.
I think I will try to join. I need a little break, but I will join right after.
Okay, oh, that's cool. So go to Discord. You can find the community stage there in a bit. Raise your hand, jump on stage. We'll spoil things and whatever not, and then we kind of talk a little bit more about the release and whatever not is going on. But thanks everyone for tuning in, and I guess see you next month for the July release. Yeah, July.
July already.
Are you going to hit the stream button as well? Yeah. Okay.
Yay. See you.
Thanks everybody. See you. Bye bye. Can you find the button? Do you know where it is?